Welcome to CookIN Gone Wild, Field to Table. Today we'll be dove hunting in central Indiana.
Isn't cute?
It's going to be really nice and fresh, so I'm excited. I am here with Kent Hanauer, one of our district wildlife biologists, and we're going to talk a little bit about what dove hunting is. So what do people normally think when they think dove hunting?
Well, in most of the eastern United States, dove hunting is for the mourning dove or the common sort of gray dove. Turtle dove's another name for it. Most dove hunting is done over prepared fields, and it's done with shotguns. It's basically all done with shotguns.
So when you say prepared fields, what do you mean exactly?
Normally there's a lure crop planted and then partially harvested and leave some of it standing for cover for the hunters. But basically what you're working towards is to have some of the waste grain and some open bare dirt. Doves like both of those on site.
Okay, so what do you typically plant then for doves?
Most of the dove fields or hunting fields that I've been in are sunflowers. Some other folks have used early maturing corn varieties. And occasionally some small grains like millets or wheat or things like that. Okay,
all right. So it looks like we don't have a whole lot of equipment that we really need to go dove hunting. So let's kind of run through what we need.
Okay, basically for dove hunting, you need to have a shotgun and the appropriate shells. I've got two different shotguns here, a 12 gauge and a 20 gauge. The 12 gauge is more of a field grade gun and the 20 gauge is a little bit nicer gun, but I thought I'll let Michelle have a nice gun to shoot. In both cases, they're relatively small shot. I've got number 6s for the 12 gauge, and usually 7s or 7.5. Some people even shoot 8s. And then on the 20 gauge, I've got 7s. Again, it's 6s, anywhere from 6s to 8s is what most people use on a shotgun.
So what kind of shot pattern are we looking at here?
The birds are moving fast and they're relatively close, so you want your pattern to open up pretty quickly so that you can get some pellets on the birds.
Okay, great. So is there anything else that we really need to get out there and get us some doves?
Well, I think probably the other most important thing is a set of camouflage clothing. As with most birds, they have pretty good eyesight. Doves have pretty good eyesight, so once they see what's going on, they start avoiding things that don't fit into the field. So a relatively decent set of camouflage clothing is helpful so that you can blend into your unmowed strips or unpicked strips and basically hide in there and have a little bit of cover. Otherwise, birds will just start avoiding you. Now, there's one more thing that will make dove hunting a lot more enjoyable and a lot easier.
Okay, great. So what is it?
Dogs.
My name is Ron Bonham. These are field-bred English Springer Spaniels. They're 3 years old. The one on the right, the black and white, is named Lakota. The liver and white is Biz. They love to retrieve, they love to please. Good temperament around other dogs. And you'll see how they retrieve. We knock a bird down and they're right on it and bring it back to you. What is that, Lakota? Biz, look. Whoa. Yeah, there's one going down right out there. They're using that other end big time down there.
Yeah, look at that.
When you're going through the fields and we're doing a little bit of a walk-up type hunting activity, you're going to want to have your gun up, and when I see or hear one, I pull the gun up, bring it to shoulder and get my head down on the stock, and then as soon as I know where it's at, and get my finger on the trigger and start tracking the bird and try to pass over in front of the bird, get in front, and then pull the trigger and keep following through as I go on across.
Now, I guess my question is, how far out do I want to lead?
To me, it's hard to put a number of feet on it or things like that. I just know that it's farther out than I guess you typically think you want to lead something. They're moving pretty fast and they're relatively small, so it feels like you're shooting way out in front of them. It's a little bit of learning curve, just kind of getting used to it and throwing a few shots close to them and seeing what happens.
Practice.
Yep, practice. So we'll get some practice.
Yes, I'm sure I'll get lots of practice.
Oh! That's the one you want.
I see that now.
Right in there, they're close.
Whoa, whoa. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. That's a young bird too.
You can see the markings that it's a half-shear bird. It's got those real light buffy tips on all the feathers. It hadn't even really started replacing with its adult molt yet. It's a young bird from this year.
Good girl, Busy. Good girl. She ain't gonna take it from you. She ain't gonna take it from you. That's an adult bird too, isn't it?
Yeah, that one's an adult male bird. Look at all the nice, real distinct bright colors around the neck and the blue on the nape. And that's got a band on it, Ron. Woo! Wonder where that came from. Turn it. That one just... Good job. Oh. No bird.
So far so good. I got one shot off, and you know, practice makes perfect, right? So, got a bird coming this way.
Good try.
So, standing there, said to take a shot, and I thought about it, I thought, okay, I'm ready, pulled the trigger.
I got the one. Oh, you got one. You got your bird. It went down.
Yes.
Good deal. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Look at that.
Hey, good girl, Busy. Busy got your bird. Come here, Biz.
I got both of them.
There you go. I had no expectations of being able to do this today. I'm glad that I was successful. I think I've got it figured out a little bit. So, hey, one bird, I'm happy. This is a successful hunt for me. So we just got done in the field. We had a successful dove hunt. We have 20 doves altogether. I harvested 2, which is not bad for my first time out, right?
Not bad.
Now we are going to learn how to process these doves so we can take them from the field to the table.
Normally what I do is I have a pair of kitchen shears, some foil that I put the cleaned or partially cleaned dove breasts on, and then a bucket with a bag for the leftovers. First thing I do, grab the bird like that, kind of hold the wings back out of the way, and I tend to pull most of the feathers off of the breast area just so they're not in my way later as I'm working through them. Get that breast meat kind of exposed and cleared. There's still skin on it, and I reach in under the sternum with my thumb and just force it in, force it through, and then kind of pry up. And this is where the shears come in. I cut the shoulders loose.
Looks like it's definitely eating some sunflowers.
Yeah, sunflowers and foxtail seed. And then I kind of peel the skin off. Just by finger, best I can. Get as many of the feathers off as I can. And there I go. And I put it on there and I go to the next. Typically I'll do all
whatever I have in the bag, you know, 10 or 15 or 20 if it's a group of us, and then I'll take them in and kind of finish cleaning them up, run a little water under them, and clean them up in the house.
Well, this has been great. Now I know how to hunt doves, how to clean doves, and next we're going to cook the doves. So I want to thank you for taking us out today, for showing us how to clean the doves, and now we're going to take these into the kitchen. Today we're going to be making a Dove Benedict, and the first thing that you're going to do is make an herb topping. So I have fresh mint here, and I'm just going to cut a little bit up. We're going to add to this some fresh garlic, which I've already pressed. It's about 4 cloves. And then we're also going to put lemon zest, and that's going to go on top at the end. Add my garlic in there. And then I'm just going to zest my lemon, and that's all you need for the herb topping. The next thing you're going to do is take your dove breast, and I just put a little bit of seasoned salt on these and let them sit out just so that they're not really cold from the fridge. And just go ahead and cut the breast meat off. So then we're going to take these over to the stove and saute them. We have our pan heated at medium heat. We're going to throw in 3 tablespoons of butter and let that melt down. While that's melting, I'm going to start putting in the dove breast. It's not going to take very long to sear it. While that's happening, I have some chicken stock, 2 cups of chicken stock on the back burner. We're just going to bring to a simmer. We're going to use that for our gravy. I cooked the dove breast for approximately 2 minutes on each side, and now we're going to take them out of the butter, set them off to the side. And now we're going to make our gravy. So the next thing we're going to add in is the shallots. I'm just going to cook these until they're translucent. Now I'm just going to add in a little bit more butter, let that melt down. Kind of scraping the pan to just really make sure all the flavors come out. And then we're going to add in 1 to 2 tablespoons of flour. And you're going to continually mix as you do this. So what I'm making right now is actually called a roux. And you're getting all the flavor from the butter out of the pan and the flour, and it's going to thicken up. And then what you're going to do is add in the chicken stock, and it's going to make the gravy. So you kind of want this to be a nice brown color when you're done. And you want to constantly keep stirring so that it doesn't burn. All right, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to add in the chicken stock. And you want this to be warm when you put it in so that you're not adding in a cold stock to your already really warm pan. So I'm going to stir, make sure I get all the little tasty dove bits off the bottom. We're going to let this reduce down. It'll take probably about 5 minutes for it to cook. And then we're going to add in the maple syrup and the apple juice. This has reduced down, so we're going to add in the maple syrup. It's 1/4 cup and 2 tablespoons of apple juice. Mix that around. And we're going to let that cook down, reduce just a little bit longer until it's all incorporated. Here's our finished Dove and Egg Benedict, and it looks super awesome. And of course, my favorite part is eating, so I am just going to dive in here, make sure I get a little bit of everything with the sauce. All right. Perfect for breakfast, something a little different. The gravy's a little sweet, so you got that little maple flavor in there. So if you want the full recipe, you can visit our website. You want to keep up with new recipes, you can follow us on Facebook or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Can't wait to see you next time on CookIN Gone Wild. Yeah, pretty sure I stepped in the dog poo. It's fine. That's why they're hunting boots. It'll mask my scent for deer season.
Just deer love dogs, right?
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
That's what they do. They come looking for dogs.
Yeah, don't you know that?